Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning and hello, Monday morning. Today is September 19th, 2022, and the time about 5:38 in the morning. Yes, it feels beautiful today. I'm just up some minutes now, and I'm drinking my water. And I turned on my tablet and reminded what today is. It is the state funeral for Queen Elizabeth. Wow, I forgot that the thing would be for today. I did see some things over the weekend, Friday. Wow, I want to talk about it. Yes, good morning, people. Good morning, viewer. Good morning. Yes, I hope you are doing well. I start right now with the talk. Yeah, I want to talk about the funeral. Queen Elizabeth II's funeral, that's today. Yeah, I was reminding of the funeral. I turned on my device, my tablet, and I see that the funeral's today. So I clicked on the video, and our president is there. Yeah, when I turned it on, clicked on the video, uh, he and his wife were at Westminster. I said, oh, wow. So, so today is the funeral. Should be interned today, later on today, and they have like a family crypt where her own parents, her sister, and her husband are. I want to talk about what it means to me, all this, and um, what I was feeling yesterday. I think it was yesterday. A YouTuber was doing a video. She was doing a tarot reading about this means for her, and I thought she was very disrespectful, um, and it really set me off. And so part of that I want to talk about. Um, See, just like when I turned on my tablet and I saw um, our leader, the U.S. leader, our President Biden. I did not vote for him, and I wouldn't say, well, some people consider him president. Yes, the election was contested, and rightly so, but either way, he is the country's president, whether I like it or not. And just like he'll be meeting different people, different heads of state, when because he's right in Westminster Abbey. And he'll be meeting with people. And there's many people that do not like American politics, things that we do worldwide, but they're going to give honor due. And when he passes, probably the people that may not have liked him, people who might have, countries that might have suffered under, you know, people might call our regime, American regime. It seems like when you're when you're a leader of a country, a domain, a principality. They seem to be in agreement between them. And they meet, they go to each other's funerals. Because, see, death knocks on everyone's door. Everyone. Whether they were considered a good leader or a bad leader. And so, the same as with Queen Elizabeth II. She is the longest reigning leader of royalty to rule the United Kingdom as well as their commonwealths and commonwealths of nations. And in this, like all the heads of state and top military people are also going to this funeral. It's a massive funeral. World leaders. She's met with popes, whether we like the Pope or not. I'm not a Catholic. And all the things that the Catholic Church has done for thousands of years. And she met with them, the Catholic Church and the Protestant Church. If the royal family, they cannot marry a Catholic, but they still meet with the Pope. You hear what I'm getting at? You see what I'm getting at? Now, some countries in Europe historically are against the Catholic Church, the whole institution, and they broke away. They call themselves Protestants, protests of that institution, and they started their own thing. But yet they still will meet with heads of the Catholic Church, right? They have meetings. They even shake hands. And the Queen shook the hand of the Pope. Yet with the Queen, the Royal House of Britain, they can't marry a Catholic, right? But they can still talk, have meetings, right? They have their history. And the same with the British monarchy as it pertains to what we often call people of color, such as Black people / African, Pacific Islanders, the indigenous people of the Americas, Asia, parts of Asia. The British Crown and the monarchy rule many nations. I said, wow. I was showed a map of the different nations and continents. Wow, extensive. And all these nations have their history with the monarchy. I heard of things that happened right in north of our border, in Canada. Very troubling things I heard. Very troubling things as it pertains to the late ruler, the late Queen. So you ask yourself, why the discussion here? Well, there's always needs to be discussions. I'm sure you have other leaders like the mafia, what we call organized crime. Mafia. They have meetings with each other. You see here a lot in the U.S. Was that the 1980s, 70s, 80s? You're always hearing someone getting their demise. But they too visit each other's, go to each other's funerals. It's understood in this game called life that one day, you know, your mortality, you know, we all have our mortality. That's understood. So, yeah, I never was really in, I felt, you know, growing up, 1980s and up, I was just starting out in life. I was a teenager. You know, I was how old was I? I was going on 18. And it was very popular. It started really getting popular because Princess Diana was engaged and then finally married into their family. And so for years, the paparazzi, and it bothered me. I felt uncomfortable because what it did symbolize to me, the whole institution, it made me uncomfortable. I felt small. But at the same time, I would watch, you know, other things about the monarchy that also took my, you know, attention. The protocol, see, I did go into the military. So I understand certain things about protocol and organization. And so when I turned on my tablet today and I had to wind it back, the live, you know, even with live streams, you could wind it back while it's going live to see the part that you missed. And I see they have their troops. What are I'm sorry, Scottish Irish troops in those kilts and all that. What I see is organization. And these leaders do this for a reason. You know why you know, when you have a big funeral like this, why you show your military? It shows your strength to your neighbors, so to speak, whether they're friend or foe. You show your strength. Yes, this is a weak link when you have a death of somebody, good or bad. It's a vulnerable time for everyone involved. But you still show your strength. And her great grandkids, George and Charlotte, Prince George Prince George and Princess Charlotte, will be also marching, they said, behind their great grandmother's casket. And I said, boy, they're young. I mean, they're little ones. I wasn't allowed, when my grandfather died when I was going on 10, I wasn't allowed. I had to stay home of family friend, I had to stay over my family friend of my parents. But why do they have them? Well, they want them to know probably that this was their great grandmother who was a queen, and that one day the Prince George is in line, direct line, after his father and grandfather to become king. So they want them to know, they want their kids to know their identity. Identity, people. Identity is very important. And you know what I was lacking growing up? An identity. What do a lot of people in the Americas, people of color, what they don't have growing up? An identity, a true identity. And so this is how you ensure that identity. When you have an identity, you also have with it the meaning behind one's identity. and what you're going to do with it. They don't want those kids to have any doubt of who and what they are and what's expected out of them, whether good or bad. And so I could respect that. I don't have to like it, but I respect that. How many people in my neighborhood? I live right here in New York City, where you're looking at, and I see people from my own community, and they don't have a real identity. They're walking around with these weird wigs. The guys are wearing dresses and skirts and this weird makeup, and they're out of their mind. Do you think they know who they are? They lost their identity and being replaced by a false one. You think these guys are going to be leaders of our community, or they're going to be pulled down and trampled on in life? I was watching a video yesterday I'm not going to give names or anything like that, but she's a tarot card reader, a young black woman, probably maybe in her 30s. And she presented herself physically very professional, but her words I thought was very disrespectful and foolish. And it kind of set me off. It did. And I did respond to her video, and I wrote a comment. And what set me off was, see, we all know who she is. Black people in the Americas, we know who she is. And so when she said, like, she was trying to show, like, I felt that she wanted her proof that she doesn't like the queen, the former queen, by pretending you don't know who she is, or that, what others know who she is. And says, well, some people may consider her, she might be considered a queen by some people. And then she's, what is she, the queen of, come on, disrespectful. And playing stupid does not make you look intelligent. Don't be stupid, people in the black community. Don't be stupid. That doesn't edify you. Professionalism, being prepared, and being honest about your feelings. Say, hey, I didn't like her. Okay, and she has a right to say that. But to present yourself as a tarot reader, to do a tarot reading on this event, and then you play it off like that, it took away your credibility. And it presented your lack of maturity on the matter. You don't have to like someone. You think everybody that's going to her funeral, Queen Elizabeth II's funeral today, do you think that they love her or like her? But they are giving respect. And they won't be on TV saying, some people may have considered that she may have been the queen. They look totally stupid. Let's not act stupid, okay? Okay? Because, see, what I'm hoping with all this, see, this is modern history. This is modern history. And whether you like someone or not, we have to know what's going on around us. Who's controlling our communities? Who has the power to lift up or to put down? You better know. You better know. And you can learn from your enemies, people. You think you can only learn from someone that you like? You can learn from anybody and utilize that knowledge for your personal edification, your family's edification, your community's edification, your nation's edification. And when you walk around in public, say, well, some people may have thought she met with popes, she met with um, leaders from other countries. In the United States, people can say, oh, well, our ancestors fought Britain, and some of our ancestors died while trying to get independence from that country, which is true, right? Very true. We had a war here, War of Independence. Does that mean that we cannot forge some type of relationship with that former ruler? President Biden is there, right there at the funeral, her funeral. You can say, some of my direct ancestors died under, what that nation's done, right? Do you hear that? Or do you see them? The Obamas. Did you know that former President Obama and his wife, that they met with her? There's a video on online with the Obamas, and it was like a skit that was done, and with the Queen and Prince Harry. It was quite funny. The Obamas, the black family, first first black family in the White House. Did they say, oh, my ancestors were, slaves, and this and that, right? At least with Michelle Obama. Right? Did she ever say that? Did she suck her teeth at the Queen? Did she? Did she? No, she did not. They even visited Britain and met with the Queen. And they didn't say, oh, well, some people may think that you're considered a queen. That would have been totally disrespectful. Okay? But Michelle Obama did not do that. See, they know about protocol, enough protocol. And again, to have alliances between nations. And when you need help, hey, they might be an ally and help you. We'll all have histories. Some of it good, some of it bad. What are you doing now? Now you're going to have children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. And you want to secure their safety. The Obamas have children. They have 2 girls. You don't think the Obamas want the former President Obama and their family, that they don't want to secure a positive future for their children, and to forge alliances maybe with that nation that we were colonized by? Leaders meet. Leaders could have their fallout, and then they set up alliances. So, What about the alliances with for today? Well, I was also thinking when I saw all time, all these people um, taking their seats at the Abbey. Most of them look like Europeans, but you saw uh, a sprinkle of people of color. And so I want to address this portion of this live stream to that. What are you going to do? Those of you, those nations, excuse me, those nations that may be under her rule, that kingdom's rule, like Canada, Jamaica, I think Ghana, India. I didn't realize. I mean, they have a lot of countries. I was told about 2 billion. That's B as in boy. 2 billion plus individuals of their Commonwealth and um, Commonwealth of Nations, peoples that they control. What are they going to do now? They want their independence? Fine. And what they do, I think they should do quickly and with protocol and respect. See, anything could happen. And you may need certain alliances, people. So if you're going to break away, with respect and protocol and with determination and a plan, people, and a plan of action, whether their nations are great or small. I'm talking about the size. Yeah, what are you going to do? How are you going to do it? Does it mean that you won't get certain aid from them? Find out what it means. I'm all for these nations to get total independence from rulership over the United Kingdom. I'm all for their independence. But I'm more interested in not just the breaking of those ties, but how you're going to build on what you have. How you're going to set up your new institutions. What are you going to teach your children? What legacy you want to leave for them? What hope? What type of system will you use now to educate your children in your nation? How are you going to set it up? What identity do you want to teach your children? Your nation? Are you because see, it's a change. It's a change of your thoughts and your attitude of yourself. If you're always thinking of yourself as a servant to the crown or the monarchy, how are you going to reshape that mindset? How are you going to change it? And think of yourself as an independent thinker, a creative, powerful force, a future. What aim, what dream do you have for your nation? These things should be thought of. And that's what's on my mind. Making us and speaking words of disrespect. It's not going to cut it. It shows immaturity. Freedom is always a desired goal. And with it, responsibility. I really hope the success of these Commonwealth nations and commonwealths, that they make their decision, and whether they decide to forge ahead on your plans and create a new identity to follow, traditions that are important to you as a nation, as a sovereign nation. I really hope the best for all of them. I heard that Jamaica might be pulling out. I hope they do. Some of you may think, oh, you're just, an ass kisser. No, I'm not. But I understand certain things. And being the tough guy or the tough gal doesn't cut it sometimes. And wisdom does. Planning does. And being the tough guy doesn't make it that, doesn't mean that you have correct plans to get to your desired station in life. There's some people who know how to talk the talk, but they don't know how to perform. They're all talkers, but they're not doers, and they criticize you. You can learn from anybody, even your so-called enemies. And if certain crimes were done upon a nation by the UK, then it should be addressed, and be addressed swiftly and with determination. That is a must. Need it out now. If crimes were done against you, you do the necessary protocol of that nation and demand what restitution that has to follow. Don't walk around year after year after year complaining. Do something about it. Do something about it. Or just let it go. I hope you do address the issues. There are very important issues that need to be addressed regarding the UK. Oh, you bet. The Commonwealth nations or commonwealths, you need to speak out. And there is a forum, I'm sure, for you. And what you do, you have to do with expediency and directedness, to be taken seriously. But to say, well, some people may think that person used to be the queen, that's disrespectful, and you're not going to get anywhere with that type of mindset. But go forward. We're all rooting for you, Commonwealth nations and nations of Commonwealth. We're all rooting for you so that you can determine yourself to the fullest. Yeah. Today is the funeral. And you have many world leaders, top officials in military, top religious leaders. And I hope these Commonwealth nations and what do you call it? Commonwealth and Commonwealth of Nations, because those two terms are two separate things. They mean different nations, actually. That's what I found out. That you want to be heard. And you want to be heard in the right way. So they take you seriously. Yeah. If you're going to do something, then it might be time to do it now. Yeah, we're all rooting for you. And learn from your enemies. You can learn from what her rule did, what she did. Learn from them. Learn organization. Learn protocols. Learn all these things. Learn how to relate to other leaders. Learn from that. How to forge relationships with other nations, whether they used to be enemies or friends. Learn all those things so that when trouble comes your way, you get support. You get support. And isn't that the name of the game? Isn't it? Use these organizational skills, diplomacy, whether you're referring to a neighborhood in your town, the state that you live in, or a whole nation. You could apply what she did, what her that institution does, and utilize what works for you, for your personal edification, your family's edification, your neighborhood's edification, your domain and nation's edification, and to forge a bright future for you. That is the name of the game. And I hope these commonwealths and commonwealths of nations use wisdom and knowledge for self-determination. I thank you for this opportunity to speak. And yes, it could be a sensitive issue for many, many nations today that might be tugging at their heart. Okay, sorry about that. The thing I disconnected after I said about the 70 years. Yeah, they were under that one person for 70 years. And yes, it's going to pull on you. Emotional, because you're under, whether good or bad. Yes, it's going to be a tug on your heart. But may the 70 years for your nation, the Commonwealths, and then Commonwealth of Nations, may you have determinants and fulfill them. Learn from your past and move forward. And may you all have a fantastic, fantastic day. Peace, love, and joy to you all. And yes, my condolences. Excuse me. Excuse me. And yes, my condolences to the family and friends of um, Queen Elizabeth's departure. Okay. Thank you again, people. Peace, love, and joy to us all. May we have a safe and prosperous day. Take care and enjoy your day. Bye bye.